Hello, everyone. As we all know, technology really has provided a lot of value to society by really making things easier, faster, cheaper, and overall just much more efficient. But unfortunately, until recently, technology has not been properly used to truly benefit residential renters when it comes to them applying for new apartments. Our service, Landlord-Reference.com, is really leveraging technology to protect and give more power to rental applicants and tenants. We are the credit agency for Landlord References. We want to first go through and do an overview presentation of the service, and then we can go off and do a live tour of a renter account on our site. Landlords screen applicants using some standard tools that I'm sure many of you have already heard of and are aware of providing to landlords. But unfortunately, oftentimes they fail to provide a complete and accurate picture of what your renting history is. These standard critical parts include the rental application form, the credit, criminal, and eviction reports, pay stubs or proof of income, and then also landlord references. The question really comes down to is how can renters ensure that a complete and even more importantly, an accurate report of their renting history is actually being utilized? Looking at really the three main tools that are out there that are very easy to get, they include a credit report, criminal report, and eviction reports. But unfortunately, while they do have some value, they really don't provide a very good or complete story of a renter's renting history. For example, with a credit report, it contains no information about a person's renting history. It doesn't tell if they paid their rent on time. It doesn't tell if they caused damage or not. And it does not tell that they did or did not violate any lease terms. With a criminal report, also there are various cities out there that do not allow for criminal reports to be used when evaluating an applicant. With eviction reports, a lot of times tenants are commonly asked to vacate and even paid to vacate by the landlord's attorney. But also eviction court cases will not appear on an eviction report until that case goes clear through trial and the gavel falls and there's a verdict. So again, while these reports are good, they really do not provide a complete or valid or exhaustive list of information about what makes an applicant a good applicant for a vacancy. So when these reports don't provide a complete and reliable data, is that also forcing landlords to really assume the worst? Another tool which landlords are really encouraged by their attorneys to gather and use are landlord references, because they're encouraged to create landlord references on their current and former tenants, but also to require landlord references for all of their applicants, because they really are the most telling and best tool that's available when a landlord is really looking for a qualified tenant. But while landlord references really are great tools, how does a renter know if what their former landlord is telling the other landlord of the place that they are applying? Are they telling the truth? And there's really no way of knowing. Unlike today, where renters can review their credit, criminal, and eviction reports to confirm the information is truthful and to be able to challenge that, why are landlord references still a secret that's only shared between the landlords themselves? Landlord-Reference.com provides renters with the transparency, the power, the privacy, and the control that you as renters truly deserve. Landlord-Reference.com also provides many other renter benefits that are lacking in today's manual process and secret process of landlord references. Our service is proactive, it provides control, and it provides transparency. Renters can go off and pre-gather their landlord references months or years ahead of time so that when they are ready to begin applying for apartments or rental homes, they are ready to go and everything that they need has already been pre-gathered and pre-validated. Once again, it provides a complete transparency, just like criminal, credit, and eviction reports, to truly ensure that the landlord references are accurate, because renters can now go in and see what their landlord said and either approve it as accurate or challenge it as not being factual. You can also use our service as supplemental data if you are going through an individualized assessment. Once again, to give a more full and more robust view of what your renting history is. We also understand the challenges that renters face by large and repetitive application fees. Because our service allows you to go ahead and get ahead of the game, you may be able to apply to fewer places, paying out less in application fees, because once again, you are giving the landlord everything that they need to make a decision today versus really waiting 5 to 7 days to do that. But probably as importantly as anything else, we understand the needs of renters, and we are giving the full control of who can access their landlord references. So the overall process and membership is free. Renters can gather and review their landlord references for free. It costs you nothing to reach out to gather those. It costs you nothing to review those and or challenge those. Once again, we can actually help each other out by demanding that landlords use Landlord-Reference.com really to be able to better protect renters from the information that necessarily is not true, and allow them to know that what's being shared on them truly is accurate and is being utilized to see if they truly are a qualified applicant for that renter. Let's go off now and look at the live site from a renter's point of view. So we simply go to the Landlord-Reference.com site, which you'll see this here. You can create an account for a renter by simply clicking here, Renter Sign Up. Then it'll walk you through a very simple process of entering in your information, then also verifying your identity just to make sure that you have complete control over your information and no one can steal your identity and act on your behalf without your permission. I've already gone ahead and created a renter account for myself. So I'm gonna go ahead now and create a log into my renter account on Landlord Reference. Once I'm logged in, you can see that I actually have verified my identity, so we're good to go. This then shows you what you should be doing as a new member of Landlord-Reference.com. Here also shows you your ability to control who sees or does not see your landlord reference report. By simply clicking on Edit, you can either click on Accept or Decline. Decline means you're basically unsigning your rental release. Accept means you are signing that. By clicking Accept, now your information is able to be purchased and viewed by verified landlords. And if you don't want them to do that, you can simply click on Decline, and that way it's being blocked and no one can see it without your permission. Again, our service defaults to blocked until you actually have an account and specifically make that choice to sign your rental release. All you need to do by reaching out to your former landlords is click here on the green button, click on Request Landlord Reference, and looking at all of your former places where you've lived, type in the address, when you've lived there, what the property manager's name is, what the property manager's email address is, and hit Send Landlord Reference Request. We would encourage you to go off and call your landlord to let them know, one, that this information is coming and you'd like to have their help filling it out, and two, to make sure that the email address that you have is the correct email address for them to fill out the landlord reference report on you. Once that's done, you will have all of your requested landlord references listed here. And as the landlord then completes your landlord references, they will be moved from the requested section down to the active section. And at that point, you can come in and you can view your landlord references, make sure that the information is accurate. If you feel that it's accurate, you can click on Data is Correct and then hit Submit. Or you can say, as the data is incorrect, and then tell them why you believe it's incorrect, You can also upload various photos or documents to support your case as it being inaccurate. The system will then notify that landlord to go in and review the landlord reference to make sure that it truly is accurate, either by making updates, or the landlord can then provide a response back with additional information to counter each of your claims as a renter why that was inaccurate. I've actually made mistakes as a landlord where I've entered something that I did not intend to, and the renter then notified me, which I went in there and simply corrected it so that it was truly accurate. So it really is as simple as that. And then you can just wait on the information to come in, and you'll always know that your landlord references are accurate, and they are then able to be shared with future landlords without you fearful that your past landlords have told non-factual things to your future landlord. All right. So once again, it costs you nothing, and I encourage you to go off and explore more. At the same time as you can come here and look at various training videos, which explains how to use this site overall as a renter. Again, thank you, and look forward to having you as a customer. Thanks.